either Christy and or whoever else. And luckily we're not a good shot. One of the girls got shot 3 times and survived it. And for you to say you have PTSD from getting shot, I can't imagine what she has. I feel like you've been given every opportunity. Any testimony with regard to any of the other allegations, Mr. Smith?
Judge, we have each person here for...
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
We had the probation officer here, if you'd like to hear from him. I believe that, yes, I did address.
I mean, I have what he put in here, but I just am asking if there's any witness, if you want to put in on any testimony for the counts that were not pled true to or not.
So, Jacob.
I would ask him a few questions if the state's not going to call him.
So I guess we will do.
What were those dates again?
June 18th, June 25th, July 2nd, July 5th, July 21st.
So June the 18th, he did not show. June the 25th, he did not show. July 5th, he did not show. And July 21st, he did not show.
That's what it's...
I guess I want to know with regard to community service, obviously what has he done out of any of it, if any?
Your Honor, in cause number 16-24053, he has completed 169 hours out of the originally assessed 300,
Okay.
which leaves him with 131. He last performed community service on April 4th of this year. He worked with our work crew at my Beaumont office. He has not performed any of the community service in either of the other 2 cause numbers.
Okay. So, Mr. Paredes, it shows here in this updated pre-sentence report that one of the things you told Mr. Patton was that you had been on probation since you were 18 and you just couldn't do it anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
That's true. Yes. And then you said, I'll take a safe P. Why?
Well, at the time when I told him that I couldn't take probation anymore, that was one of the times where I was just feeling real down and depressed, from everything that's going on in the past, with me being shot and stuff like that. I was shot in my neck and my arm, so since then I've been having real bad PTSD, real bad depression, bipolarness. So, there's some days where I'm good, some days I'm not, some days I wake up on the wrong side of the bed from having nightmares, and some days I'm just as happy as I can be. So, from that point on, at this point, I know since being in jail now, this isn't what I want because it's just hurting my family, hurting my daughter, and being around the people that's around me, being around murderers and rapists and, aggravated robberies and all that. It's just a bad environment for me, and it puts me in a bad mood, puts me, in a bad mindset, I guess you can say. And I did speak with the counselor I had that they assigned me for probation, and I did tell her those things, and they did recommend MHMR, but I never went just because I felt like it was I felt kind of low, of thinking I would go to MHMR, because
Stigmatized.
Yes, sir. So at this point, I don't want to go to jail or prison. Feel like being in here, sitting in here, has helped me realize that my life is on the line and it isn't a game and it isn't a joke. And but I do need help mentally. I was prescribed Zoloft the last time I was in here due to my PTSD, but I never took it. Because I heard really bad things about it. But now I'm starting to realize maybe I should be on Zoloft just to control the urge of smoking weed and that kind of behavior.
I could ask him a few questions, Ron.
Sure.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Best you can, raise your right hand. Do you swear from the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Explain those facial tattoos to the judge.
This tattoo right here is my daughter's birthday, 11/14/2017, and this is 9/16/22 is the day my cousin killed himself. He shot himself in the head This was right after my uncle had passed of cancer, and my cousin who just passed away, his dad, my other uncle, had just passed due to cancer as well. That's why I turned myself in a week later after my warrant had came out. This tattoo on here is a heart and a music note. I got that for my ex-girlfriend, just, being dumb at the time.
No gang affiliation?
No gang affiliated tattoos on me.
And you did turn yourself in on the warrant?
Yes, sir. I did turn myself in.
How are you maintaining employment when you're out?
Oh, I always held a job. Even if it's working at Whataburger.
What was your last job?
Shipley's Donuts was my last job to maintain, because I got laid off. I was with Bechtel. I was a carpenter for Bechtel for about a year and a half.
At the LNG plant?
Yes, sir.
LNG terminal?
Yes, sir.
What were you out? You were a carpenter?
Yes, sir.
Scaffold builder? What were you?
We were doing woodwork, building decks and carports and lunch tents and that nature.
And as far as being shot, that actually, I know the court, in looking at his criminal history, these are serious cases as far as the aggravated assault, serious bodily injury. You were actually shot during that interchange, is that
Yes,
right,
sir.
by the other people?
Yes, sir.
And you had returned fire?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's not
I
what,
understand you, but it's not, I don't want the court to think, I'm just looking at it, and I'm not trying
my
to.
understanding from the version in the pre-sentence report previously, and
I didn't represent him.
my recollection of it actually, because it's not good when I remember you. The fact that you were already on probation for a felony,
Right.
and then you came in and you admitted that you went there to shoot, you went there to go shoot Christy, which is your child's mother, right? That's not true? No? So did you mean to go shoot the two girls that got shot, Alexis and Taylor?
No, man.
Who'd you mean to shoot?
I didn't go there to shoot anybody.
I think as he explained it to me, he was going there to meet for sexual purposes, the two girls, and when he got there, he was set up in the parking lot, and then by other people there, by people who were gonna rob him, and in the course of that, there was a gunfight, but he wasn't going there to shoot anybody.
All right, well, that's
He was
again-
going there for an illegal purpose,
that goes against everything that was said and everything that he agreed to back then, because
That's correct. We were getting ready for trial on this case.
Yes.
He was the aggressor. He was the one that fired first, and had he been a better shot, Alexis and or Taylor might
Sure.
have been killed, but he was there to go kill Christy.
I didn't represent him in
Okay.
that, so I don't know.
all right. Anything else? All right, Mr. Smith, argument?
Judge, I would agree with the probation that I believe he's only asking for safety now simply because it's the only alternative he sees to prison. I don't think he's sincere about it. We have given him chance after chance after chance, and he has squandered, wasted, and even though he's a nice guy when he shows up, he does what he wants to do. That's evidenced by the jail reports that shows that they tell him to go back to his bunk and he just gets in the shower with his jumper on. And then when they write him up about it, then he says, man, fuck you. He has zero respect for authority or doing what's right, what he's supposed to do. I think prison term is appropriate in this case. The PTSD excuse is weak. He was the aggressor in the initial contact. And you can't claim that, well, I feel bad because I got shot by somebody who was defending two other women. So I would ask for pen time in this case.
Anything else, Mr. Kimler?
Well, it's difficult for me to address always with these jail incident reports without having the opportunity to cross-examine the person that made the allegations. So I would ask the court to consider the fact that that's not subject to, those allegations aren't subject to the rigors of cross-examination. But I think that on Mr. Brady's behalf, struggling with depression is a serious matter, and I know, and I respect Mr. Smith's looking at this as a way of somebody just volitionally, or somebody just deciding to be stubborn and self-centered and not complying, but depression is a serious problem. He has struggle with that. I think that's indicated by the limited mental history that we have. There is no new offense allegations in this. These are administrative violations. Of course, those are important, especially reporting. But because of the seriousness of these cases, I would ask that the court give him at least one more chance with the aid of mental health, maybe safety, but also as a follow-up if he gets out, to follow up with Spindletop to address not only any substance abuse problems, but any underlying mental health issues that may contribute to the substance abuse and just his ability to comply and just to continue on probation.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kimler. So, Mr. Paredes, the thing is, you've been given exactly what Mr. Kimler is asking for. You've already been given that. You said it yourself. They recommended Spindletop. They recommended medications. You made conscious decisions not to follow through with what they knew was best for you, which is part of your probation. Everything that they say you should do is a court order. The fact that you are on a probation for possession of a prohibited weapon, like you said, from back when you were 18 years old, put you on a probation, 10-year deferred for that, November of 2016. Then we're back here, you're put on probation for 10 deferred on 2 aggravated assault causing serious bodily injuries in March of 2022 for shooting 2 girls. And you got shot in self-defense. And it appears that there's no real reason for me not to believe that that's how it happened for a number of reasons. No one else was charged with aggravated assault for shooting you. All the police reports, everything that went through in those pre-sentence reports previously that I have copies of, all makes it appear to be true that you went there to shoot either Christy and or whoever else. And luckily were not a good shot. One of the girls got shot 3 times and survived it. And for you to say you have PTSD from getting shot, I can't imagine what she has. I feel like you've been given every opportunity. And when I look back on some of these times where I give chances like I gave you, it's very frustrating and a little embarrassing because it looks like I was not really thinking clearly then. I understand that these are drug allegations. You've been getting opportunities to get help. I mean, you've been on probation since 2016. With every opportunity possible. So at this time, in cause number 16-24053, I'm going to, also based on the evidence presented today, I am going to find count 5 true. So that makes you pled true to counts 1, 2, 3, and 6. I'm finding count 5 true based on that evidence in each of the cases. Find sufficient evidence in that case to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of possession of a prohibited weapon. Sentence you to a term of 7 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. In cause number 20-35329, also find counts 1, 2, 3, and 6 that you pled true to those freely and voluntarily. Find them true. Also find count 5 true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of aggravated assault causing serious bodily injury. Sentence you to a term of 12 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will also receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. There will be an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon in that case. In cause number 20-35328, again, find that you pled true to counts 1, 2, 3, and 6 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Make a finding of count 5 true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of aggravated assault causing serious bodily injury. Sentence you to a term of 12 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. There will also be an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon in that case. All 3 of these will run concurrently, which means together at the same time. Because of the judgments entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Kimler. All right. I'm sorry?
It was 7,
12 and 12.
12.
Affirmative finding of deadly weapon on